again, everybody. Fiber Spider back again with another game just for you. Hope all of you are doing really well today. Today, I'm going to show you a little game called Knot Dice. Yes, these are very interesting little dice. They are all about Celtic knots, which I have an affinity for Celtic knot work. And in fact, I only have one tattoo, and it is of a Celtic knot. And every side has a different sort of segment, and you're trying to create different patterns and knotworks, and it is really cool. Create beautiful Celtic knot designs and play over a dozen different games and puzzles. And on the back, a fantastic desktop or coffee table toy. 12 knot dice games, 7 puzzle types, dozens of unique puzzles. Make your own Celtic knot designs. And it contains 18 knot dice, 8 wooden discs, 1 book of games, and 1 book of puzzles. And this is actually just one of the sets that I got because you know me, I go big or I go home. So not only did I get the original set, but I also got Knot Dice Squared, which incorporates different shapes and so forth. And so this is creating all new Celtic knot designs. This expansion requires the base set of knot dice. So, you can't play with this one without this one, technically speaking. So I thought, I'm going to go big or go home. Now, on the back here, yes, requires the original knot dice to play, 10 games to play with knot dice, cooperative and competitive, speed and puzzle, and storytelling games, 6 puzzle types. And so this one, it has 26 knot dice as opposed to the 18. So you're getting quite a few dice to play with. Book of games, book of puzzles. And also, because I got the special bundle, if you will, these 2 boxes, along with this lovely bag, it's sort of like a faux velvet, if you will, with some embroidery work on there. It's pretty. All 3 of these I got for about $85. Yes, I know it's not cheap, but if you are a fan of Celtic knot work, and I am, yeah, it's kind of fun, The one set here would cost you about $40. This one would cost you about $45, but together with the bag, it cost me $85. Yes, I know it is a bit of a steep price point. However, I really like Celtic knotworks. By the way, this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. However, if you are interested in these sets, I will put a link in the description box down below where you can find them. And we are going to play with these a little bit. I think we're going to focus mostly on the original set of knot dice. And so inside you have 2 books. You have a book of games and a book of puzzles, which I would like to go into a little bit. And then you have these dice. Now, each of these dice are the same, and the various sides, you have sort of a 4-way, if you will, and then you have a pointed corner, and you have this is a 3-way because you've got up, down, and to the side. You've got a rounded corner, a straightaway, and then we also have an end cap, rounded corner, we got that one already, and a pointed corner. So the thing is that depending on how you roll the dice, that determines, how you can fit them together. And so, as I said, there are a bunch of games, a bunch of puzzles. I would like to go over perhaps a couple of the puzzles and play one of the games. And, yeah. Now, the sheen, if you will, the sort of marbly look about them is gorgeous. They also do have a couple of different colors as well. I like the traditional green as far as I'm concerned. And the only thing that I'm disappointed about regarding these is that they look like they are stone. No, actually, they are either like a plastic or a resin, but they do have a decent weight to them, and the designs are etched in there. And you also have the light, I guess, paint or whatever is inside of the cracks. So, you know, it's a nice little detail that I can appreciate. Although I think for this price point, I think I would have been happier if these were actually made out of some sort of stone, semi-precious, you know, like, I don't know, jade, amethyst, you know, something like that. But for plastic, you know, also a decent size as well. That being said, you know, let's do a puzzle or two, and let's also do a game. Alrighty. Okay, so starting off with the puzzles, we have a bunch of symmetry puzzles, and these particular puzzles, they give you the sides of the dice that you will need in order to complete each puzzle. So you can see here you would need 4 dice, all with that same shape. This one, 5 dice with the same shape, with the exception of that end one, and so on and so forth. It's the number of dice, and you know, basically putting them together in order to create a symmetrical looking puzzle. Yes, form a vertically and horizontally symmetrical Celtic knot designed from these dice. You may form any final shape and move them freely on the table. There is no turn tracking, but you may not change them to different faces. So once they are on that face, no, you can't flip them over and put something else that's more convenient. So let's do a couple of these perhaps. So the first one, it's sort of 4 of the rounded corner bits. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me scooch the rest of these over a little bit. So with these, it's actually, this is really quite simple. So basically it's just putting them together like that and putting them together like that. And you have yourself a rather convenient little symmetrical Celtic knot. And, you know, I think I'm going to try to change the camera angle so that you can see a little bit better. Okay, so this was the first puzzle. The second one would be 4 pointed ends and then a cross section. This one is pretty straightforward and easy. So, got a cross section, and then we need 4 points. 1, 2, 3, and gotta grab one more, and 4. And so, oops, sort of shift these around. I mean, since there's only 4 ways that this can go, pretty straightforward, like that, making sure that all of the routes are accounted for, you know. So obviously they do get more complex as you go. Let's go with one of the big guns and see if I can do that. How's about, okay, how about this one, the 12A. So it's 12 dice, all with pointed corner bits. Let's try that. All right, so pointed corner bits. We have 12 of them, and it has to be symmetrical. So let's see what we can do. Now, me, I love puzzles very, very, very much. And this is one of the usages of the game that I rather like. So I already got my 6, and I need 6 more. The games, however, you know, most of the games that I play are solo-oriented. Now, there are a couple of solo games. Most of them are at least 2 players, so I'm kind of out of luck on that one. But we do what we do. All right, so we've got 12 dice. They're all on the correct configuration. Now it's just a matter of figuring out how I can make a symmetrical puzzle, you know, knot out of all of these. That's going to be easier said than done. Now, I'm thinking See, that takes up 4 of them. However, I need them to branch out from this in order for this to work. So what I'm thinking is shift U and U like that. That way they're going out. I mean, it's all connected this way in a sort of serpentine fashion, but then I have 2 exits, which I then need to utilize. So let's try that and that. Okay. And then perhaps that there and that there, maybe. And I've got 4 left. Oh, I think I can make this work. Scoot you there, and you there, and then these 2. Ooh, I think I got it. Let's see. Yes! By Jove, we have it. Success. It's a tasty thing. So it's one continuous, interconnected bit of knot work. And it's gratifying when it works, and it is actually quite attractive. So, that being said, there is another kind of puzzle in here as well. Let's check it out. Okay, so now for a different kind of puzzle. These are called completion puzzles. And given a preset arrangement of the dice, for instance, this set of 9 dice in that particular configuration, how many turns will it take to complete the design? Set up the dice, like one of the arrangements, and each turn you can take one of these 2 actions. You can either swap 2 dice, just like here, or you can translate, which is take an entire outer line, a row or a column of dice, and move it to the opposite side of the current layout without changing the orientation of the line. And so the dice you move must be on the outside edge of the current layout in the 3x3 design. The current middle die cannot be changed, but when you translate a line, the middle will change. So you can shift things around a bit. And I already set up my dice to go with the first 3x3 figure A. And we're going to give it a try. We're going to see what we can do. So I can basically shift, change this one for this one, or this one for this one, or etc., etc. Now, obviously, I would want this one to be in the center here. Okay. That's going to take some doing, isn't it? Well, we're going to see what we can do. And then, of course, these 4 points will be at the corners, and then this one would be up here, this one would be over here, this one here, and this one here. It's going to take some doing, but okay. Let's see what we can do. All right, so shifty, shifty, shifty. All right, for instance, I can put this one in place of this one. Just swap them out. And this one is now in its correct space. However, none of the rest are. So, you know what? Let's see. Now, if I move this entire row over here, this one is in the correct spot, but now this one is not. So what I could do, though, is actually, let's see. Ultimately, I really want to get this one in the center. That's going to be the tricksy aspect. Okay. Oh, you know what? I can translate this one with this one. It's a start. That it is. Okay, see, this one and this one, those are good, relatively speaking. Now, let's see, move this entire row over here. Now I need to get these 2 up, which I could do. Hang on, here we go. Shift those like that. So this one and this one is correct. Now, and this one's also correct. Ooh. This one needs to be here, this one needs to be here, this one needs to be here, and this one needs to be here. Well, this I can shift with this one. So the entire upper row is perfect, which is nice. However, and this one's good, but these curmudgeons need to be promptly dealt with. How to do that? I think I'm going to actually end up ruining what I have going on here. Well, what I'm tempted to do, scooch you there, perhaps, and then scoot you with you, maybe? That could be a bad choice, but hey. How do I get him in the middle, though? Okay, I think I see what I need to do. All right, so, for instance, I would need to do something along the lines of this. All the way down, and then over. All right, so now it is, in fact, smack dab in the middle where it needs to be, but everything else is not that groovy. Well, that being said, what I could do is scoot that over there. Those are good now, but the rest is not. Well, you know what? I can shift these over. That's not great either. I never said I was good at these puzzles. I said that I liked them. There's a difference. Let me try this. You all the way up. Shift you with you. And then shift that down. Now these are good. Oh, Trixie. I don't know. I'm getting stumped. But you get the idea of, you know, how the mechanics of it work. And this is just one of the kinds of completion puzzles that are in here. There are others that are even more complex, where you can swap, translate, or rotate the various pieces, which I imagine could make it even more daunting. And also, further in, they have building puzzles, you know, constructing the following shapes with only completed designs on all the visible faces. So this one would be 9 dice, you know, a solid cube, and each of the faces would have to be, well, perfect in order for it to work. Or a wall puzzle. There are a lot of options and variations. Now, I do not wish to bore you with me trying to figure this out, but you get the idea. I'm having a bit of a problem here, and I want to move on to one of the games, so let's do that. Okay, so in the games booklet, well, there are a bunch. The one that I usually play is called Kells, and because that is 1 to 3 players, and further in, there is Kells, the book, which is a little bit more of an advanced, variation of Kells. Again, 1 to 3 players. Kells, the Abbey, 1 to 3. Not So Fast, 2 players. I'm out of luck on that one. Not So Fast 2, 3 to 4 players. And so you can see that there are quite a few options. They've got a playing board, a scoreboard. I cannot pronounce that, and I'm not going to try. It's, all right, I'll try it. Trinaquoit. It means through the woods, a competitive game. You've got snakes. not the whole story. I love the pun play that they use. Distance, and so on and so forth. So they got a lot of different games. Now, the one that I'm going to play is called Kells. And this one, it is a bit of a solitaire game. And there is, of course, some chance involved. And we are going to be using all of the dice here. And so I'm going to start off with 2 dice. Got those rolled. And then I'm going to grab 1 more and roll that. Okay, now I've got these 3. Now, every turn, you use one of the dice and you set it down. And then you grab another die and attach it to your working base. And you try to end up using all of the dice, and they're all connected. There are no open ends anywhere. I think I managed to do it maybe once, actually. It's a lot easier said than done, believe you me. But I'm gonna give it a college try, so to speak. So these 2 I have as backup. And so every turn, you grab a new die, you roll it, and then when you run out of dice, well, you can use some of your other dice and roll them, but we're going to see what we can do. All right, so I figured start with the 4-way because it gives us lots of options, and the trick is a delicate balance between covering your bases and getting rid of the openings, but you need enough openings left in order to finish up using all of the dice. It's a bit tricky, but we're going to try. So grab you, roll. Okay, so I've got 2 corners and a straightaway. Let's do one of the corners. Get you out of the way. Okay, we got another corner. That is actually good because it nips this one in the bud. Okay, we've got an end cap. That's also very nice. What I think I'm going to do actually is get rid of this one and this one with this corner piece. Now, instead of the initial 4 openings, I only have top and to the side, so I no longer have to worry about these 2. If you ever end up with one of these 4-ways, it can be very, very, very tricky to eliminate, that many loose ends. Now, I could, for instance, put this one here and then this one here, and then I would only have to worry about 1. However, we still have a lot of dice to get through, so let's see what we can do. Okay, that's not terrible. It's a 3-way, so let's see, I could go out like this, or actually I think I'm going to go like that with that one. Grab another. So right now we have 1, 2, 3 openings to accommodate and account for. Okay, well, let's see. Let's get rid of you. Let's block you off. So now I only have 2 openings. Okay, we've got another corner. See, if I do this one here, that would not work because, well, this one is a straightaway. This one is also a straightaway, so to speak. And this one would require a 4-way or a corner. So I'm not going to do that. I think instead, actually, I'm going to put this one facing up so that these could still be in play, and it gives me another way out, another option. Ah, see, another 4-way. Now, this one could very well be problematic. Now, I wouldn't be able to play it here because this side is blocked off. I could, however, play it there, and that would work out for me. One of them already being taken, I would need to do 3 more plus this one. think I'll go with that. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's nip this one in the bud right there. And we have 7 more new dice to get through. Okay, we've got another corner. Well, I could utilize that there. That could work. That could potentially work. Or neutralize this side. And then I could use either of these down here as well. Now, I still have 1, 2, 3 to deal with. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So let's take a look and see what the next one will bring. Another corner. Okay. Well, if I use the corner here, that could work. That would work out fine. Let me put these over here for now. Actually, let me scooch these just a little bit closer. There we go. And we've got 5 more. Okay, we've got a straightaway, which is 3 points. That can be tricky. Oh, dear. Not liking that popping up right now. You know what? I'm going to save you and going to use... You know what? I'm going to use you. Scoot you right there. Okay. Next up. We're running out of dice here. Ah, a corner. Okay. Well, I could put you right there. Next up. Another corner. Oh, I'm running out of options here. All right, you know what? I think I'm going to put you there. This could go very badly for me. I don't know. Ooh, this is a good one. The end caps are awesome sauce. I do love them so. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put the end cap here. So I still have this one here, and this one here. Oh. Well, here's the thing. I really need 3 end caps. I've got 1 end cap. This one, I need an end cap. This is what I need right here. I need an end cap. Or a straightaway like this one. Because if I could get a straightaway like this one, put it right here, put the corner piece there, that would work out for me. Let's keep those fingers crossed. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to see if we can make this work. Let me put you here. All right. And then because I'm out of free dice, I can roll one of these and see what happens. Which one, though? Because there are advantages to either or depending upon what I end up getting. Let's roll this one and pray that I get a closure. I got a corner. All right, let me use this one here. And I need another one just like this. Otherwise, I lose. Okay, that sort of fell like that. Let me try it again. Just for stuff and giggles. Ah, no. All right, see, it was meant to be me losing, that is. So this one, the only place where it could go and it would logistically work would be right there. And I lose. Yes, it happens a lot on this channel, doesn't it? So because this pathway is still open, well, I lose. If it was all connected and closed, then I would have won. And it's a fun sort of thinky, strategy, puzzly type thing. And if you're playing with another person, well, you two might have completely different ideas of where you want to go with the puzzle and so forth. And I don't know, I think it's a lot of fun. I like it. It's thinky, and it's creative, and it's definitely more interesting than your typical 1 through 6 kind of dice. Well, there you go. Alrighty, my dears. So that's going to conclude my review and solo play of Knot Dice. Overall, I really like these. They have a very unique flavor to them. I do have an affinity for Celtic knotwork of all sorts, and anything puzzly and strategy is definitely up my alley. Even if I'm not very good at it, I still enjoy it. Getting the noodle in your noggin going, it's always a worthwhile sort of endeavor, and I can appreciate that. As far as the price point, I think it would have been a little bit better if these were a little bit more substantial, utilizing perhaps a semi-precious stone, or even marble for that matter, I think would have been better. The weight would have been a little bit heavier, would have been a bit more appreciated, but overall, I'm not disappointed. Again, going to put a link in the description box down below. Again, not sponsored, but if you are interested in finding them, there you go. So, that being said, what do you think of these? Do you think that this is something that you'd be interested in? If you already have them, what has your experience been with them? Let me know in the comments section. And also, as per usual, if you have any suggestions for other games that you might like me to, show off, experiment with, just as long as it is a solo game or a game with a solo variation, then by all means I can do that. That all being said, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you liked the video, even though I failed miserably at winning. Hey, it's par for the course. Just goes to show you that these videos are not rigged in my favor, believe you me. Anywho, until next time, you know what to do, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay making fun, fabulous things, playing some cool games. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.